Christmas Day. It's not just another day on the calendar. It's a day when something extraordinary happens in the unseen world. Something most people are completely unaware of. A miracle that has repeated itself every December 25th for 2,000 years. A miracle directly involving the souls in purgatory. And Padre Pio revealed this secret to only a select few he trusted. As what you're about to hear in the next few minutes could change the eternity of someone you've loved and lost. Because on Christmas Day, you have the power to offer a priceless gift to a suffering soul. A gift that costs nothing monetarily, but is worth more than all the riches in the world. A gift that can shorten a soul's stay in purgatory by years. Padre Pio of Pietrelcina was a man who saw what we don't. He saw the souls in purgatory as clearly as we see the living. He heard them weeping. He heard them pleading. And above all, he knew the moments when their suffering could be alleviated. Christmas Day was one of those privileged times. But before I reveal this miracle and the ritual that goes with it, I must ask you an important question. Have you lost someone you loved? A parent, a friend, a spouse, someone whose soul may be, at this very moment, in purgatory, waiting to be purified to enter the glory of God? Because if you have, what I'm about to reveal is exactly what you need, and the timing is perfect, because Christmas is approaching. The Christmas miracle for the souls in purgatory was revealed to Padre Pio on an extraordinary night. It was December 24th, 1945. World War II had just ended. The world was still reeling from so much horror. Millions had died. Millions of souls had left this world in violence, with fear, and sometimes despair. That night, Padre Pio was praying in his cell at the monastery of San Giovanni Rotondo. He was praying for all those souls who had perished during the war. He was praying for the soldiers, for the civilians, for the innocent victims, his heart bleeding with compassion for them. And suddenly, something happened. The cell filled with a golden light, a warm light, like that of a candle multiplied by 1,000. And in that light, Padre Pio saw something incredible. He saw thousands of souls, souls suffering in purgatory. But these souls were not alone. They were surrounded by angels, and these angels were bringing them something: light, warmth, relief. Padre Pio understood what he was seeing. It was the Christmas miracle. Each year, as the world celebrates the birth of the baby Jesus, a special grace descends upon purgatory, a grace that eases the suffering of the souls, a grace that allows them to feel the joy of Christmas, even in their state of purification. But that wasn't all. Padre Pio saw something else. He saw that this grace was amplified by the prayers of the living. Every candle lit for a soul on Christmas Day became a source of light in the darkness of purgatory. Every prayer recited became a balm on the wounds of purification. The bond between the living and the dead was particularly powerful that day. An angel approached Padre Pio. He told him, "What you see is the gift of the baby Jesus to the suffering souls on the day of his birth. He remembers all those who are waiting to see him face to face, and he sends them this grace to give them hope and courage. But this grace can be multiplied. It can be amplified by the gestures of the living, by the candles they light, by the prayers they recite, by the love they send to their departed." Padre Pio was overwhelmed. He asked the angel how the living could maximize this grace for their departed, how they could offer the most beautiful Christmas gift possible to the souls they loved. The angel replied, "There is a ritual, a simple but powerful ritual. A ritual that must be performed on Christmas Day. Whoever performs it with faith and love will offer the soul of their departed a grace that can equal years of purification. It is the perfect Christmas gift for a soul in purgatory." What the angel taught Padre Pio that night remained a secret for years. Padre Pio only shared it with certain people. Those who had recently lost someone. Those whose hearts still bled from the absence of a loved one. Those who were desperately seeking a way to help the soul of their departed. Today, I'm going to pass on this ritual to you, because you may be that person. You may have someone in purgatory who is waiting for your help, and Christmas Day is the perfect opportunity to offer them the most beautiful of gifts. But first, let me explain why Christmas Day is so special for the souls in purgatory, why on this day, more than any other, the gates between heaven and purgatory are particularly open. On December 25th, we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the moment when God himself became man, the moment when eternity touched time, the moment when heaven leaned down towards earth. This descent of God to humanity created a bridge that still exists today, a bridge that is particularly strong on Christmas Day. Padre Pio explained that this bridge allows graces to flow more easily between heaven and purgatory on Christmas Day. The prayers of the living rise faster. The graces of God descend more abundantly. It's as if the veil between the worlds becomes thinner that day, as if the distance between us and our departed is temporarily reduced. This spiritual proximity has an important consequence. The souls in purgatory can feel more intensely the love that we send them on Christmas Day. They can receive more effectively the graces that we offer them through our prayers. That's why the Christmas candle ritual is so powerful. It uses this spiritual proximity to maximize the effect of our prayer. Now, let's talk about the ritual itself. The Christmas candle ritual for the souls in purgatory. This ritual was taught by an angel to Padre Pio, and Padre Pio passed it on to those who came to see him with a heart broken by grief. The ritual begins on Christmas Eve. That is, tonight. You must first choose a candle. Not just any candle. A white candle. White represents purity, innocence, and divine light. This candle will be the symbol of the light that you are going to send to the soul of your departed. The candle must be new. It must be new, never used before. It should be reserved exclusively for this ritual. This is important because this candle will become a sacred object, a bridge between you and the soul for whom you pray. Once you have your white candle, you must bless it. How do you bless a candle? It's simple. Hold it in your hands and close your eyes and say, Lord, I ask you to bless this candle. May it become an instrument of your grace. May it carry my prayer to the soul of. And then you say the name of your departed loved one. May its light be a light of consolation and deliverance. After this blessing, place the candle near your bed. Keep it there all night, from December 24th to December 25th, while you sleep. The candle absorbs the atmosphere of Holy Night. It becomes charged with the grace that descends from heaven that night. On the morning of December 25th, Christmas Day, you get up and prepare a sacred space. This space can be simple: a table, a shelf, a corner of your room. The important thing is that it is clean and dedicated to this moment of prayer. In this space, you place the white candle. Next to the candle, place a photo of your departed loved one, if you have one. If you don't have a photo, you can simply write their name on a small piece of paper and place it next to the candle. Then you light the candle. As you light it, say, "In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I light this candle for the soul of I," and say the name. May this light be a consolation in the night of purgatory. May this flame be a sign of my love that crosses the boundaries of death. Once the candle is lit, sit in front of it. Watch the flame. Let your thoughts go to your departed loved one. Remember them, their face, their voice, their gestures, everything you loved about them. This remembrance is not just a mental exercise, it's a connection. By remembering them with love, you create a spiritual link that crosses the veil between worlds. While you watch the flame, recite the prayer that Padre Pio received from the angel. This prayer has a particular power on Christmas Day. It activates the miracle I told you about. It opens the doors of grace for the soul of your departed loved one. Here is the prayer. Lord Jesus, on this blessed day of your birth, I come before you to ask for a grace. I present to you the soul of, and say the name. this soul that I loved on earth, this soul that now waits in purgatory, to contemplate your glorious face. Continue. On this day when you descended from heaven to save humanity, descend also into purgatory to console this soul. May your newborn light illuminate their darkness. May your warmth as a small child warm their coldness. May your presence as God made man give them the hope of seeing you soon. Continue further. I offer you this candle as a symbol of my love for this soul. May its light be counted as a prayer. May its flame be a sacrifice of love. May its warmth be a comfort for the one I have lost. And conclude. Through the intercession of your Mother Mary, of Saint Joseph, and of Padre Pio, who taught me this ritual, grant to the soul of, say the name, the grace of Christmas, the grace that alleviates suffering, the grace that shortens the time of purification, the grace that draws closer to heaven. Amen. After reciting this prayer, remain silent before the candle. Watch the flame dance. Look at it as if you were looking at the soul of your departed loved one, and speak to them, not necessarily aloud. You can speak to them in your heart. Tell them what you would like to say. Tell them that you love them, that you have not forgotten them, that you are praying for them. This moment of silent communication is very important. Padre Pio said that on Christmas Day. The souls in purgatory can perceive more clearly the thoughts of love that we send them. They can feel our spiritual presence. They can be consoled by our attention. The candle should remain lit as long as possible, ideally, all day on Christmas. If this is not possible for safety reasons, you can extinguish it and relight it several times. Each time you relight it, say, for the soul of, may this light continue to shine in purgatory. While the candle burns, something happens in the invisible world. Padre Pio saw it with his own eyes. Each candle lit for a soul on Christmas Day creates a corresponding light in purgatory. This light surrounds the soul. It warms them. It gives them comfort. But that's not all. This light also attracts the attention of the angels. The angels see this flame, and they know that someone on earth is praying for this soul. They know that this soul is loved, and this prompts them to intercede further for them with God. Padre Pio told the story of a woman who had performed this ritual for her deceased husband. Her husband had died suddenly, without having time to prepare for death. She feared that he would be in purgatory for a long time. She prayed for him every day, but she felt that it was not enough. When Padre Pio taught her the candle ritual of Christmas, she performed it with extraordinary fervor. She cried before the candle. She spoke to her husband. She told him everything she had not had time to tell him before his death. That night, she had a dream different from all the others. She saw her husband, and he was surrounded by light. He was smiling. He said to her, "I received your Christmas gift, the most beautiful light I have ever seen. It warmed me. It gave me hope. Thank you. Continue to pray for me." The woman woke up crying with joy. She knew that the ritual had worked. She knew that her prayer had reached her husband, and she knew that she would continue this ritual every Christmas until he was in heaven. This story is not unique. In the archives of the spiritual sons of Padre Pio, there are many similar testimonies, people who have performed the candle ritual of Christmas and who have received signs that their prayer has been heard, dreams and feelings of peace, meaningful coincidences. All these signs confirm that the ritual works. But I must warn you against something. The candle ritual of Christmas is not a magic formula. It is not the candle itself that saves the soul. It is the love you put into it. It is the faith with which you pray. It is the sincerity of your heart. Padre Pio told the story of a man who had performed the ritual mechanically. He had lit the candle, recited the prayer, but his heart was not in it. He was thinking of something else. He was distracted by the Christmas preparations, and the ritual had no effect. The candle had burned, but no light had reached purgatory. This man came to Padre Pio complaining that the ritual wasn't working. Padre Pio looked at him and said, The candle burned, but your heart was extinguished. How do you expect to send light to a soul if you don't have a flame in your own heart? Come back next year, but this time, pray with your entire being, not just with your lips. This lesson is important. Christmas Day is a day of celebration. There are many distractions and family, presents, the holiday feast. All these things are good. But if you want the candle ritual to work, you must grant it a moment of true attention, a moment where you are entirely present, a moment when your heart is turned towards your departed loved one. Padre Pio recommended doing the ritual early in the morning, before the day's festivities begin. At that time, the house is still calm. You can concentrate. You can pray without being interrupted, and your prayer will be purer, more powerful. Now I want to talk to you about something important. What happens if you don't know the state of your deceased soul? What happens if you don't know if they are in purgatory, in heaven, or elsewhere? Padre Pio had an answer to this question. He said, "Pray as if the soul is in purgatory. If they are already in heaven, your prayer will not be lost. It will be redirected to another soul who needs it. God never wastes a prayer of love. He always uses it for someone's good. This thought is comforting. It means you can never be wrong in praying for someone. Even if that person no longer needs your prayers, someone else will benefit. That's the beauty of the communion of saints. We are all connected, and the love we send out circulates to where it's needed most." Now, let me tell you another story. A story that Padre Pio often told at Christmas. A story that perfectly illustrates the power of the candle ritual. It was in 1953. A young woman named Emily came to see Padre Pio a few days before Christmas. She was devastated. Her mother had died 6 months earlier, after a long illness during her illness. Emily's mother had been very bitter. She complained constantly. She blamed God for making her suffer. She died with anger in her heart. Emily was terrified for her mother's soul. She feared she would be in purgatory for a very long time because of that bitterness. She prayed every day, but she felt her prayers weren't enough. She felt helpless. When she explained her situation to Padre Pio, he listened with great compassion. Then he said to her, "Your mother is suffering in purgatory, not for being angry at God, because God understands suffering and easily forgives that anger. She suffers because she hasn't forgiven herself. She bitterly regrets her words of bitterness, and that regret torments her." Emily asked what she could do. Padre Pio told her, "Christmas Day is approaching. It's the perfect day to help your mother. I am going to teach you a ritual, the Christmas candle ritual. But for your mother, we are going to add something special, something that will help her to forgive herself." Padre Pio taught Emily the basic ritual I've already described to you, but he added an extra step. After the main prayer, Emily had to say, "Mom, I forgive you for everything, for every word of bitterness, for every complaint, for every reproach. You were suffering, you were afraid, you were in pain. It's normal to have been angry. I don't blame you, and neither does God. Now, forgive yourself. Let go of that regret. Accept God's mercy." Emily performed the ritual on Christmas Day. She lit the white candle, she recited the prayer, and she added the words of forgiveness that Padre Pio had taught her. She cried as she said them. She felt all the love she had for her mother rise in her heart. What happened next changed her life. That night, Emily had a dream. She saw her mother, but her mother was no longer bitter. She was no longer angry. She was transformed. Her face radiated peace. She said to Emily, "My daughter, you have freed me. These words of forgiveness that you spoke broke the chains that I had forged for myself. I can now move towards the light. Thank you. Thank you for lighting that candle for me. It was the most beautiful Christmas gift of my entire life, even when I was alive." Emily woke up with a certainty in her heart. She knew her mother was at peace. She knew the ritual had worked, and she knew that love truly crosses the borders of death. Emily returned to Padre Pio after Christmas to tell him her dream. Padre Pio smiled and said, "Your mother is now much closer to heaven. She hasn't arrived yet, but she is moving quickly. Continue to pray for her. Continue to light candles. And one day, you will see her in the glory of God." This story illustrates an important point. The Christmas candle ritual can be adapted to the specific needs of your deceased loved one. If you know your deceased had a particular problem, a particular wound, a particular sin, you can add words of forgiveness and healing to the basic prayer. These personalized words increase the power of the ritual. I now want to tell you a third story, a story that shows that the miracle of Christmas can touch even the most distant souls. It was in 1959. A man named Michael came to see Padre Pio. His brother had died 5 years earlier in a car accident, but it wasn't a simple accident. His brother was driving drunk. He had killed a young mother before dying himself. Michael was tortured by the thought that his brother might be in hell. Padre Pio looked at him with compassion and said, "Your brother is not in hell. He is in purgatory. But he is suffering enormously, not only for the sin of taking a life, but also for the regret of not being able to ask for forgiveness before dying. His suffering is immense." Michael asked if there was anything he could do. Padre Pio taught him the Christmas candle ritual, but he added a special instruction. Michael should not only pray for his brother, but also ask for forgiveness on behalf of his brother from the victim's family. He needed to write them a letter to ask for their forgiveness for what his brother had done, and promise to pray for the soul of their deceased mother. Antonio did everything Padre Pio told him to do. He wrote the letter. He performed the Christmas candle ritual, and he prayed for his brother and for his brother's victim. What happened next is remarkable. The victim's family responded to Antonio's letter. They told him that they forgave him and his brother. They said that they would also pray for the soul of Antonio's brother. This forgiveness unleashed something powerful in the spiritual world. On Christmas night, Antonio had a dream. He saw his brother. His brother was crying, but they were tears of joy. He said, "The forgiveness you asked for on my behalf has been heard. The family of the woman I killed has forgiven me. This forgiveness has eased my suffering like nothing else could have. Continue to pray for me. I am on the path to the light." Antonio woke up transformed. He knew that his brother was not damned. He knew that there was hope, and he continued to light candles every Christmas for his brother for years. This story shows that the Christmas candle ritual can be combined with other acts of repentance. If your departed loved one has harmed someone, you can ask for forgiveness on their behalf. If your departed loved one had moral debts, you can try to pay them. These acts of reparation greatly amplify the power of the ritual. Now, let's talk about what happens spiritually when you perform this ritual, because understanding the mechanism will help you to pray with more faith. When you light the candle on Christmas Day, you create a point of light in the physical world, but this point of light has a counterpart in the spiritual world. It's as if you're opening a window between two dimensions. The light of your candle becomes visible in purgatory. The souls in purgatory live in a form of spiritual darkness, not a total darkness, because they have the certainty of being saved, but a relative darkness, because they do not yet see the face of God. In this darkness, any light is precious, and the light of a candle lit with love shines like a beacon in the night. Padre Pio said that when a soul sees this light, it knows immediately that it comes from someone who loves it on earth. It knows that it is not forgotten. It knows that someone is thinking of it. And this knowledge gives it hope and courage to continue its purification. But the light is not the only effect of the ritual. There is also the prayer. The prayer that you recite rises to God like a fragrance of incense. It pleads for the soul of your departed loved one. It asks for graces of relief and shortening. And God, in His mercy, answers this prayer. On Christmas Day, God is particularly disposed to grant graces to the souls in purgatory. This is the day when He made the greatest gift to humanity, His own Son. on this day of divine generosity. He is more inclined to give extra graces. That is why prayers for the deceased are so effective on December 25th. Padre Pio said that some souls, thanks to the Christmas candle ritual performed by their loved ones, had been freed from purgatory on Christmas Day itself. Others had seen their time of purification reduced by many years. All had received a consolation and comfort that had made their purification more bearable. Now, I want to address a practical question. What if you want to pray for several deceased loved ones? Can you do the ritual for multiple people at the same time? Padre Pio had an answer to this question. He recommended lighting a separate candle for each deceased loved one. Each soul deserves its own light. Each soul deserves its own prayer. If you have several deceased loved ones for whom you want to pray, light several candles and recite the prayer for each of them individually. If you don't have enough candles or space, you can make an exception. You can light a single candle and recite the prayer several times, changing the name each time. But Padre Pio preferred the first method. He said that each candle creates its own point of light in purgatory, and multiple points of light are more powerful than one. There is another question that many people asked Padre Pio. What size candle should I use? Is there a minimum duration for which the candle should burn? Padre Pio responded with wisdom. He said that it is not the size of the candle that matters, but the size of the love in your heart. A small candle lit with great love is more powerful than a large candle lit with indifference. However, he recommended a candle that can burn for several hours, so that you can relight it several times during Christmas Day, so that the soul receives light throughout this blessed day. Another frequent question concerned those who died a long time ago. Some came to see Padre Pio saying, "My father died 40 years ago. Is he still in purgatory? Can the ritual still help him?" Padre Pio replied, "We do not know how long a soul remains in purgatory. It depends on their sins, their merits, and the prayers offered for them. Some souls remain there for a very long time. Pray for your father as if he were still there. And if by the grace of God he is already in heaven, your prayer will help another soul. No prayer is ever lost." Now let's talk about the signs that you might receive after performing the ritual. How do you know if your prayer has been heard? How do you know if the soul of your deceased loved one has received the Christmas gift you offered them? The most frequent sign is the dream. Many people who perform the Christmas candle ritual report dreaming of their deceased loved one in the nights that follow. These dreams are different from ordinary dreams. The deceased often appears smiling, peaceful, luminous. They may thank you for the prayer. They may give a message of comfort. They may simply be there and present, as if to say, "I am well. Do not worry." Another frequent sign is the feeling of peace. You may wake up the day after Christmas with a profound peace in your heart, a certainty that your prayer has been heard, an assurance that your deceased loved one is doing well. This peace does not come from you. It comes from God. It is His way of confirming that your ritual has borne fruit. Sometimes, the signs are more subtle. A thought that arises suddenly, a happy memory of your deceased loved one that comes back to you when you least expect it, a sensation of presence. All these little signs are winks from heaven. Here are ways your departed loved one can tell you, "Thank you, I received your gift." If you don't receive any sign, don't worry. It doesn't mean the ritual didn't work. God isn't obligated to give us signs. He often works in secret, and it's sometimes only years later that we understand all the good our prayer has done. Christmas Day is approaching. In just a few hours, the entire world will celebrate the birth of the baby Jesus. Families will gather, gifts will be exchanged, meals will be shared. But amidst all this joy, don't forget those who are no longer here. Don't forget those waiting in purgatory. This year, offer them the most beautiful of gifts, a candle lit with love, a prayer recited with faith, a moment of your precious time. This gift costs nothing in money, but it's worth a fortune in spiritual graces. It can change the eternity of someone you love. Padre Pio used to say that heaven rejoices when someone on earth prays for the souls in purgatory. The angels applaud, the saints intercede, And God himself is touched by this act of charity, because praying for the dead is continuing to love beyond death. It's proving that love is stronger than the grave. If this message has touched your heart, click on the super thanks below. It's not for me. It's so that this message can continue to reach other people who have loved ones in purgatory, other people who are looking for a way to offer them a Christmas gift, other people who need to know that love never dies. Padre Pio said that sharing spiritual truth is a form of prayer. Each person who learns this ritual through your support will be one more soul helped in purgatory, one more light lit in the darkness, one more gift offered on Christmas Day. And now, comment below. Write the first name of the person for whom you're going to light a candle this Christmas. Not for me, but for you. Writing this first name is the first commitment. It's a promise you make before this community of prayer. And when you light your candle tomorrow, you'll know that thousands of other people are doing the same thing. Thousands of lights lit at the same time. Thousands of prayers rising to heaven together. And if you know someone who has recently lost a loved one, share this video with them. This Christmas will probably be difficult for that person. The absence of their loved one will be particularly painful during the holidays. This video can give them a way to feel connected to their departed loved one. It can transform a moment of sadness into a moment of prayer and love. Together, we can illuminate purgatory this Christmas. Together, we can offer the most beautiful of gifts to suffering souls. Together, we can prove that death does not have the last word. The baby Jesus is waiting to see our candles shine. The souls in purgatory are waiting to receive our light. And Padre Pio, from up in heaven, is encouraging us to perform this ritual with all our heart. Prepare your white candle. Prepare your heart. And tomorrow on Christmas Day, offer the most beautiful gift there is, a light in the darkness, a love that crosses death, a hope for eternity. Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to the souls of all those you love.